After the age of 70, some people live another 20 years, strong, sharp, and fully independent. Others, just a few years later, they're already bedridden, needing help with every little task. So what makes the difference? It's not genetics. It's not luck. It's the small signs, the ones most people overlook, that quietly reveal how many healthy years you may still have ahead. In this video, you're going to take a self-test of 10 simple, powerful signs that science has linked to long life after 70. You'll learn what each sign actually tells you about your body and your future. And more importantly, you'll know exactly how to improve them, starting today. So grab a pen and paper or open your notes app. Let's find out what your body might already be trying to tell you about the years still waiting for you ahead. Sign 1. Walking speed. Every morning, Mr. Henry walks around the neighborhood park at a steady, confident pace. He moves with ease. His friend Mr. George, the same age, often has to stop and rest after just a few minutes, saying, "I'm just old now. Can't go like I used to." It might seem like a simple thing, how fast you walk, but it turns out to be one of the most powerful indicators of how long you might live. Walking speed reflects how well your heart, lungs, muscles, and even brain are working together. When your steps slow down significantly, it can be an early sign that your body is struggling, even if you don't feel sick. In fact, researchers have found that older adults who walk more slowly tend to have a higher risk of health problems and often a shorter life expectancy. On the other hand, people who maintain a brisk, steady walking pace well into their 70s and beyond often live longer, healthier lives. So let's do a quick self-check. Imagine walking 500 meters. That's about 1/3 of a mile or one lap around a small park. If you can do it in under 6 minutes without stopping or feeling out of breath, give yourself 2 points. If you can do it, but at a slower pace or with some effort, give yourself 1 point. But if you often need to stop, feel breathless, or avoid walking altogether, give yourself 0 points. The good news? Walking speed is something you can improve. The more you walk, the stronger your heart, lungs, and legs become. Start with short walks, 5 to 10 minutes a day, and build up slowly. If you can, take the stairs instead of the elevator, or walk while talking on the phone. The goal isn't to race, it's to move with strength and confidence, because the way you walk today says a lot about how far you'll go tomorrow. Sign 2. Grip strength. Mr. Henry has no trouble opening jars or carrying grocery bags. His handshake is firm, his fingers steady. But Mr. George, he often struggles to twist open a bottle cap or lift even a moderately heavy bag. He laughs it off, saying, "These hands just aren't what they used to be." What many people don't realize is that grip strength, the power in your hands and fingers, is a surprisingly accurate reflection of your entire body's vitality. It's not just about muscles. It also signals how well your nerves, circulation, and overall physical systems are working. A weak grip often appears before noticeable declines in mobility, independence, or health. So here's your moment of reflection. Are you able to open a tight jar or carry a 3 to 5 kilogram bag with ease? If yes, give yourself 2 points. If it's doable but takes some effort, that's 1 point. And if you usually need help or avoid those tasks altogether, mark down 0 points. Improving your grip doesn't take much. Just squeezing a tennis ball or using hand grippers for a few minutes a day can work wonders. Carry your shopping bags instead of using a cart. Open things yourself, even if slowly. The strength you maintain in your hands says a lot about your strength overall, and how long you can stay active and independent. Sign 3. Balance, standing on one leg. Sometimes Mr. Henry challenges his grandchildren to a little game. Who can stand on one leg the longest? He lifts his foot, stands tall, and counts to 15 with a smile. Mr. George tried once, but within 3 seconds, he was wobbling, grabbing a chair, and giving up with a chuckle. Balance is something most of us take for granted until we start to lose it. But the ability to stand on one leg is actually one of the strongest predictors of physical stability and brain health in older adults. Poor balance isn't just inconvenient, it raises the risk of falls, and falls, especially after 70, can be life-changing. Let's test yourself gently. Can you stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds without holding on to anything? If yes, that's great. Give yourself 2 points. If you can do it but you wobble a bit or need to try a few times, that's 1 point. And if you can't stay steady or need support right away, that's 0 points. To improve, stand on one foot for 10 seconds each day near a table or wall. Add heel-to-toe walking or simple balance drills. The steadier you are now, the safer and more independent you'll be later. Sign 4. Sleep quality. Every night, Mr. Henry winds down peacefully. He sleeps for 7 solid hours and wakes up clear-headed and ready for the day. Mr. George, in contrast, tosses and turns, wakes up several times, and often feels groggy in the morning, even after 8 hours in bed. Sleep is more than rest. It's when the body heals itself, strengthens the immune system, and clears waste from the brain. Without good sleep, everything, memory, mood, blood pressure, digestion, gets worse. In fact, poor sleep is one of the earliest and most overlooked signals of declining health. Ask yourself, do you sleep 6 to 8 hours most nights and wake up feeling rested? If yes, you're doing well. That's 2 points. If you sometimes struggle with sleep but function okay, that's 1 point. But if you often wake tired, restless, or groggy, give yourself 0 points. Better sleep starts with habits. Reduce screen time before bed, avoid caffeine late in the day, and aim for a consistent bedtime. Getting natural light in the morning also helps reset your internal clock. Sleep isn't optional. It's vital for longevity. Sign 5. Appetite and weight stability. Mr. Henry still enjoys every meal. He eats colorful, fresh food, and his weight has stayed stable for years. Mr. George, however, finds himself skipping meals, feeling less hungry, and he's lost several kilos without trying. His clothes are looser and his energy lower. A healthy appetite is a sign that your metabolism, digestion, and hormones are all in good shape. When appetite fades, it could be a sign of nutritional deficiencies, muscle loss, or even early cognitive changes. Unexplained weight loss in older adults is never something to ignore. So consider this. Are you eating regularly and maintaining a steady weight? If so, that's 2 points. If you've noticed some decline in appetite or mild weight change, give yourself 1 point. But if you've lost significant weight without trying or often skip meals, that's 0 points. To improve, try smaller, more frequent meals. Add foods that are easy to chew and rich in nutrients, like eggs, soups, smoothies. And if possible, eat with others. Sharing a meal often brings back the joy of eating. Sign 6. Physical activity level. Mr. Henry moves all day. He takes morning walks, does his own laundry, and even helps trim the garden. Mr. George, meanwhile, spends most of his day in a chair, moving only when necessary. Physical activity isn't about going to the gym. It's about how much you move, and every little bit counts. Movement supports your heart, your brain, your bones, your balance, and people who stay active live longer, stronger lives. Think about your average day. Do you get at least 30 minutes of light movement, walking, chores, or gentle stretches? If yes, mark 2 points. If you're somewhat active but not every day, give yourself 1 point. And if you mostly sit or lie down most of the time, that's 0 points. Start small. Walk after lunch, stretch while watching TV, sweep the floor, stand up every 30 minutes. The more you move, the longer you'll keep moving. Sign 7. Stress and emotional resilience. Mr. Henry takes life's challenges in stride. When things go wrong, he takes a deep breath, writes in his journal, or calls a friend. Mr. George, though, carries stress like a heavy backpack, worrying about things he can't control, feeling tense and tired for days. Stress may not show up in a blood test, but its effects are real. Long-term stress damages your immune system, raises your blood pressure, and accelerates aging. But how you respond to stress makes all the difference. So ask yourself, do you feel emotionally balanced and able to handle life's ups and downs? If yes, give yourself 2 points. If you sometimes feel overwhelmed but manage to bounce back, that's 1 point. If you often feel stuck in worry or negativity, that's 0 points. You can build resilience. Try breathing exercises, writing down your thoughts, taking mindful walks, or talking with someone you trust. Mental strength matters as much as physical strength. Sign 8. Social connections. Mr. Henry chats with his neighbors, goes to a weekly club, and calls his children regularly. Mr. George, on the other hand, keeps to himself. He hasn't talked to a close friend in weeks and often says, "I don't want to bother anyone." Human connection is not just emotional support, it affects physical health too. Studies show that people who maintain strong social ties have better memory, lower risk of depression, and live longer. Loneliness, in contrast, can be as harmful as smoking. So think, do you have meaningful conversations with someone at least a few times a week? If yes, that's 2 points. If it happens occasionally, give yourself 1 point. And if it rarely or never happens, mark down 0 points. To reconnect, start small. Call a friend, join a hobby group, or say hello to a neighbor. A connected life is a longer life. Sign 9. Mental sharpness and memory. Mr. Henry keeps track of dates, solves puzzles, and remembers everyone's birthdays. Mr. George, though, often forgets where he left things, asks the same question twice, or gets confused with appointments. Mental sharpness is more than memory. It's about awareness, attention, and decision-making. A sharp mind helps you stay independent, confident, and engaged with life. Let's reflect. Do you feel mentally clear and rarely forget important things? If so, that's 2 points. If you forget occasionally or feel a bit slower, give yourself 1 point. And if confusion is becoming common, that's 0 points. To boost brain health, read daily, play logic games, learn something new, and have thoughtful conversations. Your brain stays young when it stays active. Sign 10. Independence in daily life. Mr. Henry still cooks for himself, chooses his own clothes, and manages his daily tasks with ease. Mr. George now needs help dressing, bathing, and preparing meals, things he used to do on his own. Independence is the ability to take care of yourself, and it's one of the clearest indicators of overall health and quality of life in older adults. When we lose independence, we often lose confidence and control. Now think, can you still manage your daily routines? Dressing, eating, light cleaning, without help? If yes, give yourself 2 points. If you need some assistance occasionally, mark 1 point. But if you rely heavily on others, that's 0 points. You can maintain and even regain independence. Practice daily tasks slowly and safely, and install support tools like grab bars and stay physically active. Small steps help you live on your own terms. Now that you've gone through all 10 signs, let's add up your score. Each sign gave you a score from 0 to 2 points. That means your total score could be anywhere from 0 to 20. Here's what your score might mean. 18 to 20 points. You're in excellent shape. Your habits and body signals suggest a high chance of living longer and better. Keep going. 14 to 17 points. You're doing fairly well, but there are some signs that need your attention. Small changes now can bring big results later. Below 14 points. Your body is trying to warn you, but the good news is most of these signs are improvable. You can take action today and change your direction. So ask yourself, which sign did you score the lowest on? That's your starting point. That's the one thing you can work on right now to give yourself more energy, more strength, and more time. Mr. Henry didn't stay strong by chance. He paid attention to the small things, a short walk every day, a firm handshake, a good night's sleep. And so can you. Growing older doesn't mean growing weaker. It means growing wiser and choosing to care for the one body and one life you have. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with a parent, a friend, or anyone over 70 who deserves more healthy years ahead. Leave a comment below and tell me, what was your score? And what's one small thing you'll do differently starting today? Thanks for watching. Stay strong, stay steady, and keep going.